What is the moment when you realized, my teacher is an idiot? 1. Second grade teacher had our class naming the hottest things we could think of. A few kids already said the most obvious, like sun and fire, so the third thing I could think of off the top of my head was lava. Turns out lava isn't real. Then the teacher had the whole class laugh at me for it. Made me feel stupid as hell for years until I learned that lava is real. 2. When my English teacher, I'm from Italy so we have English as a second language, said letuce instead of lettuce. She was also one of the worst teachers and ended up getting replaced. 3. Not my teacher, but my daughter's teacher. In science class, they were discussing the scenario of a Skittle dropped into water. Pointing out the red cloud coming from the candy, he asked the class what was happening to the coating in that context. Students said, it's dissolving. He argued, no, it's going away. 4. I remember the time my 4th grade teacher tried educating us on what makes an animal. One of the criterion she came up with was all animals have brains. I asked, what about jellyfish? They don't have brains. To which she replied, well then they aren't alive, are they? 5. In primary school, I asked my teacher what an ounce was. She hushed me, told me it wasn't real and to never ask that again. As though as a 9-year-old I was asking about an ounce of weed and not the unit of measurement. 6. My algebra teacher had us take 10% off a number to find 90%. Then to undo it she said take 10% of the 90% and add it back in. That is not how math works. I called her on it and she told me I was mistaken in front of the whole class. After class she admitted I was right but didn't want to confuse everyone else. Lady, doing simple math wrong is what confused everyone else. 7. My biology teacher in high school asked me a question regarding something she was talking about, the answer of which was projected onto the whiteboard with an overhead projector. I looked at the whiteboard, and she placed her left hand over the part that had the answer so as to conceal it. I told her that the text was still projected onto her hand and that I could see it. She was visibly upset, and then she proceeded to place her right hand on top of her left hand. I bursted out with laughter. She kicked me out and called my parents.